Okay, part two of the quiz review, last page, number 18. Why is the following not a polynomial? So I'm telling you that it's not a polynomial. You just need to say why. And then make a change so it will be a polynomial. So we'll talk about a few options there. So right off the bat, the first one, h of x, this right here makes it a no. So all you have to do is say, no negative exponents. And that, circling it and then, that explanation, that's enough. Okay. This one, exponent, can't be a variable. And that answer takes care of the first part right there. Why is it not a polynomial? Now make a change and put it in standard form. So you can change this to any number you want. Now, if you change it to a 2, it would have to join with that. You could change it to a positive 3. You could change it to a 17. Doesn't matter. So, for example, let's change it to a positive 3. Then it would be negative 3, x to the third. Then the negative 2x squared would come next. Then the minus 5x, and then the 7. That's one possible answer. Okay. You can also change any of the lead coefficients if you want to. It doesn't really matter. You could change that negative 3 to a 5 and made it something like this. And that would be fine. And like I said, if you want to, you could have changed it to a 2. But you would have to join those two together, but that's okay. That would work. And that would be negative 5 x squared minus 5x plus 7. So any of those would work as a possible answer. You do your own. Here, same idea. We just need to change that to a number. We have a 4. We have a 1. We don't have a 3 or a 2. But you could make it, a 7. So 7x to the 7th. And then the quartic would go next. Then the linear would go next. And then the 2, the constant, last. But we could have made it a 3 or a 2 to fit in between, in which case this would come first. Okay, then plus 7x. You can make it a cubed or a squared. Okay, doesn't really matter. And then the 3x and the 2. But this is in standard form because it's in descending order. All right, notice this is a subtraction problem. Okay, if it was a plus, it's a plus problem. Do not multiply. Here we are going to multiply. We don't usually use an x, so let's just do a big old dot. Okay, that's a times problem. This one is subtraction, which means you're just distributing the negative sign and making this negative, this positive, and this negative. If this was a plus sign here, you'd basically just get rid of the parentheses. It doesn't do anything. And now we're going to join like terms. So I'm going to kind of visualize this. I'm going to put the plus 2x cubed underneath here, and the minus 5x squared underneath here, and the plus 12 underneath here. And just add straight down. So that gives me negative 3x cubed, 2 minus 5, minus 8x squared, plus 8x, and then 12 minus 2 is 10. Here, we're doing a 2 by 3, which means we're going to get 6 terms at first. So we're going to do the 2x times all 3. So 2 times 4, that's 8x cubed. 2 times 2 is 4, and then x squared. And 2 times negative 3, pay attention to the negatives, negative 6x. Now we're going to send the 5 in. Plus 20x squared. Plus 10x. And minus 15. And then you just join like terms. Remember, the other trick is if you wanted to, you could write these down here underneath, kind of like I did over here, and group them that way. It's up to you. So I'm going to start off with the 8x cubed, standard form, descending order. 20x squared plus 4x squared is 24x squared. Negative 6x plus 10, that's 10 minus 6. 10 minus 6 is positive 4, and that's just an x. And there's only the negative 15 constant, which I wrote plus, I don't know why, minus 15. I could write plus a negative. Now here, I do have that minus sign, but it's in front of a 3, so you're actually distributing that throughout. So you're distributing the 5 here, so 10x cubed minus 15 and minus 20x squared. And if you wanted to, you could have put this right into descending order. It doesn't really matter. Now you distribute the negative 3. So negative 3x cubed, positive, careful with the signs, positive 9x squared, positive 12, and negative, again, 9x. And now, no more multiplication, we're simply joining like terms. So we have an x cubed here and x cubed here. 10 minus 3 is 7x cubed. We have, I'm going to do my squareds next. So 9 minus 20 is negative 11x squared. Now I'm going to do my x, my lone x out here, minus 9x. And then I have plus 12 and minus 15. 12 minus 15 is minus 3. Now I've joined all like terms. And last but not least, I would suggest writing this as 4 separate fractions. So 50x to the 4th over 10x minus the 80x cubed over the 10x plus 30x over the 10x, and then minus 10, and this is one that tricks people and trips them up, especially if they don't write it out separately at the end. So each fraction, 50 divided by 10, 5. Where do I have more x's? On the top, how many more? 4 minus 1 is 3. Minus 80 divided by 10 is 8. Where do I have more x's? On the top, 2 more. Here, 30 divided by 10 is 3. X divided by x cancels. And the last tricky one, 10 divided by 10 is 1. But look where the x is. A lot of people on the graded worksheet wanted to put the x up top, here. And that is incorrect. The x goes on the bottom. And that's it.